What it do? Yeah. I really like
I hit
that,
the
bro.
Rocky.
I'm a singer. Oh,
I'm gonna hit
hold
the
on,
rock.
hold on, bro. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
I'm
Bro, we are back. Episode 36 of the Point After motherfucking podcast. I'm your host, Caleb. That's my guy, Jay. My man. What it do?
John Cena turns heel. That's what it do. Um, but it's just been a crazy revision, I guess, on this. But I wanted to get your reaction because I know you're not fully in fully in it, but you got like a foot
Fully
in,
in
a
it.
foot out.
The WWE
You got a
stuff.
foot in, you got a foot in, you got a foot out. It's okay. I understand. But
John Cena turns heel. You want my reaction, bro, to him turning heel? Look, bro.
I do.
As
I
you
do on the
know,
same day.
bro, John Cena is and forever will be my favorite wrestler. He was the one that I watched growing up as a kid. You know that.
Man.
Everyone, like, for me, I always pictured John Cena as like, even when he did the what was it, the thugonomics shit, like he was always just like a character that was just like by the book, principle,
A guy you
face
could get
for
behind.
WWE, the guy you get behind. I never thought of like ever watching John Cena where he would turn into like this heel, this fucking like just bad character. Like I just never
Absolute
thought
menace.
you don't picture John Cena like that. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
And for him to do it, especially when, like you said, when Rock gave him that, you know what I mean? I was like, oh shit! And the face has already become a meme, bro. That meme is already
Oh
top
yeah.
tier. But it was crazy, bro. I was like, no fucking. Well, at first I was confused. I'm like, why the fuck are you looking like that? Then
Right.
like when he like smiled again when he backed up before he kicked Cody, I was like, this motherfucker about to do some crazy shit.
Hey, my boy Cody be going through it, man. He being betrayed by everyone right now. I mean, it's hard to be the guy on top, the one who wears the crown. But to me, also, this kind of shows that John Cena is doing the little handoff, like the passing the torch to Cody
Yeah.
Rhodes as the biggest baby face, the biggest superhero. You know, because think about it, this generation, kids get behind Cody now. Kids don't get behind Cena. They're all grown up. We're all grown up now. We just
Yeah.
love to see Cena in this light now, this different light. But WrestleMania just got a whole lot crazier. Shout out Io Sky winning the championship from Rhea Ripley recently on Monday Night Raw. I had to touch on that real quick. But John Cena turning heel, this isn't Dr. Thugonomics even. He's gonna have
We're
a
alive.
whole new man. It's not. He's gonna have a whole new entrance, a whole new, I don't know about move set, but like I wonder what his promos are gonna look like. I wonder if he's gonna still have the jorts. Like I
Nah,
wonder
bro.
if it's gonna be completely different. And I do think he does take that title off of Cody at WrestleMania because you have to keep his momentum with this heel turn. You know what I mean?
But I think he comes out in a totally different look. I
Oh
think
yeah.
you know what I think it
He's
is
gonna
though?
come out the opposite. He's gonna come out the opposite of what he should wear. You know what I mean?
You know, I think I would love to see Cena in like some fucking like some like gym like sweats, like some
Some
baggy
gym
gym
sweats would be
sweats.
crazy. I thought it was just
Seeing him
honestly, bro. I could see Cena in like jeans and
jeans.
like yeah, and like some nasty top, but like
That's what I'm saying, bro.
he has to change it up. But for Cody, I think this just puts him into another stratosphere. Think about it, like nobody was able to come take John Cena's spot and make him turn heel. That's the only reason why they have never turned him heel was because no one could take his spot. No one could be that baby face, that white meat baby face superhero type of character, you know? But now you got Cody. So I feel like definitely passing of the torch. I do think that Cena will come to the light side again at the end of his retirement tour, but not right now. Not right now. But
I like it,
I'm in
bro.
for the
It's
ride, man.
different.
I'm in for the ride. It's different. That's what I mean. Cena could have been happy go lucky on this retirement tour, but nah. we on demon time. And also,
I
I don't know if
saw
you saw his press conference, but he didn't even speak to the peoples.
he dropped it.
Just set out the mic drop. Beautiful, beautiful heel tactics.
To be honest, when I think it was after the Royal Rumble when he had that press conference and how he spoke.
Or yeah, he was
Like
like, yeah, yeah. He sounded like a
he
heel.
he sounded like he was kind of like, nah, I'm gonna get it by any means. I was like, all right, all right. At first I was thinking like, okay, he just locked in, whatever. But then, bro, like I said, bro, when he like dropped the serious look, when he looked serious, and then when he kind of was like smiling back and dabbed up, I was like, bro, nah.
Hey, that was a clean dap up. That was a clean dap up though. I'm not gonna lie. And then obviously, Cody got busted open, started bleeding. He took real shots. You know, you could hear him. Took the shot with the mic. Two
Travis Scott,
shots with
bro.
dude. Hey, Travis Scott's gonna receive a nasty receipt from my boy Cody Raheem Rose, my boy. Um, it's just so disrespectful. That man shouldn't have been out there, in my opinion. I feel like he kind of ruined it. But you're
Some end
supposed to keep your
type shit.
man. But that receipt that Travis Scott's gonna get, I hope he's ready for it. If he wants to come anywhere near WWE again, he's gonna get hit with some nasty shit. Best believe.
Crazy, bro. It was definitely one of the most craziest moments in WWE history. Definitely one of the craziest moments that I've ever seen. Like,
I've heard this, yeah, for sure. But I heard this debate recently of does it top not Logan, Hogan's heel turn because obviously Hogan turned heel when he was a good guy for a long time. But I don't think because I feel like as a heel, Hogan was I was recently watching it. He just seemed corny. I think Cena's fully gonna in endorse himself in this heel role and really be the bad guy. Keep in mind, WWE just trademarked Break a Wish. That dude's the best Make a Wish guy ever. Break a Wish is crazy. So we gonna see what they do with this whole heel turn, bro. I just think it's crazy.
yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to compare that because it was just a different time and like
Different time.
people. I feel like people that weren't around to watch it like live, a lot of people would be like, "Oh, it was corny," or like, "I didn't really like it." But it's like for some people in that time, they liked it because they got to enjoy like the live experience. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like they got to
I get
experience
it.
it when it was happening compared to just watching
Right.
clips from it that happened years
Mhm.
ago. So
I do think though this one is more generational just
yeah,
because John Cena went 20 years the good guy. No one ever thought he was gonna turn that one guy that you never think would just make that turn. And he does it.
it's crazy, bro. First of all, it's genius marketing, it's genius entertainment, and like it's WWE's back, bro. It's on major platforms now. People are talking about it. It's
ESPN first
turn, bro.
take.
It's
I
respect,
heard I
bro.
heard I heard Uncle Shannon want to get up in there and wrestle with Cody.
Bro, nah, bro. We don't want to see that shit, bro. He don't be
Not
like,
with them
skip,
legs,
skip.
man. He be like, Skip, where's Skip? No. But I think that's just gonna cap off the. We just want to do a quick little segment just because John Cena is part of our damn childhood, and we do include WWE on this show.
Of
But
course.
let's move on to the chunk of the show. This is gonna take a majority of the show. A lot of moves. Let's call this the unexpected beginnings of the NFL offseason,
I
Caleb.
got a question. So it's no longer the point after report, or is this kind of the point after report? Is it making a comeback?
The point after report has been retired. Um, that
Said
that
that.
sailed. That
Tired.
sailed. I mean,
That's it.
everything we do on here is technically a report. I mean, we might as well call the podcast that.
Uh,
But
okay, okay.
but no point after report like that. We go off a nice topic titles now. But let's start off with the first major news here. A news that hit me deep in my heart, on the good side, of course. Deebo Samuel gets traded to the Commanders for the fifth round pick. Uh,
Come on,
obviously,
man. You gotta stop it, bro. Stop it, bro. Be a realist, bro. Stop being a fan, bro. Stop being a fan.
all right. So Devo is going to come in about 20 pounds overweight to this Commanders team. They're getting a washed up Deebo Samuel. Let me just let them know. If you guys didn't catch my rant a few episodes ago, I kind of explained why this is a great move for both teams. But you look at the Commanders here. You obviously add someone alongside Terry McLaurin. Obviously, let's say Deebo Samuel produces. This is going to look terribly on the Niners because you weren't able to get that productivity out of him. So that's something to look out for sure. But this does nothing but help the Commanders. They do a lot of screens with their offensive calls, so I think Deebo was kept in mind there. Not a bad move, and Niners just get their 5th-round pick back that they were missing. That's what he's worth now. Obviously, you try a little harder. You want a 3rd, you want a 4th. They said, look at what he produced this last couple of years, and they settled with a 5th, and that's completely valid. So, Deebo Samuel, I wish you well. Thankful for that one good year, but you're just a diva. Hopefully, hopefully you get some motivation to lose weight so you could be in shape and so you don't get injured and you can keep up your stats. There you go. But yeah, that's it for me.
I have a question. Who do you dislike more, Deebo Samuel or Kyle Shanahan?
Kyle Shanahan.
Look, man, Niner fans are glad to see Deebo leave. Pops was saying when he was going to work that a lot of Niner fans at his job are happy that Deebo's gone. So you're not the only one that feels that way.
I know.
So. Look, there's no doubt Deebo. I think his role is diminished. He's last few years, and he's had injury problems. There's no doubt about that. And look, we can debate if he's the same player he used to be. I don't think he's the same player he used to be. He's not. But I think he's better than what he's shown recently. I just think the way he plays, it just doesn't fit this team anymore. Like, it just doesn't fit what they want to do anymore. And like when they drafted Ricky Pearsall in the 1st round, I was like, clock is ticking on Deebo. This is it. This is the last year. And so I heard some. I obviously I tuned into the 95.7 radio show, sports radio show. Shout out to them, bro, because I just got back from a knockout tournament on Monday. It was fun shooting hoops at Chase Center. It was dope. But a lot of people who call in to the radio show, they talked about Deebo throughout the year and like, oh man, Deebo, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that, I was like, he's gone after this year. Like the writing's on the wall, and I think going to a situation now where with Jaden Daniels, with the running quarterback, an offensive scheme with Cliff Kingsbury, they run a lot of screens, bubble screens. They're gonna do a lot of misdirections, sweeps. They're gonna get Deebo with the ball in his hands, get him out in space, pair him up with Jaden Daniels and options. Like they're gonna use him in ways that I think best suits his skill sets. Like you said, I don't think he's gonna be a 1,400 Deebo. I think those days are gone. But I think
about where he touched like in 23, about 800. I feel like.
Yeah, like he'll have a better season. I think playing with Jaden Daniels. No disrespect to Brock Purdy. Jaden Daniels is in a class of his own. Like that's not even a discussion.
No disrespect to Brock Purdy. This is just a fact here. He's gonna play better with Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, so and especially with Terry McLaurin as well. In the Commanders, their team, they can add some more talent offensively as well. So I like Deebo with Washington. And then again, it's a if you're the Commanders, it's not a big risk because it's for a 5th-round pick, and Deebo's only up for like this 1 year. This is last year of his contract, so if he stinks,
very true.
You're not going to have him for 4 or 5 years. So, hey, at the end of an era, man, Deebo is no longer a Niner.
Hey, thank God I never bought a Deebo jersey. See you later, buddy. But Matthew Stafford decides to stay in LA. There were rumors there were rumors about him going to the Raiders and among other teams, but he decided to stay where he feels comfortable. Caleb, what are your thoughts on this one, man?
Look, man. I mean, again, I think I need to go to an intervention. I mean, I just get sold day in and day out. about the Raiders. They're gonna get this player. They're gonna get this. I need to go get help. I need to go to therapy. It sucks, man. Now again, I mean, I'm sure we're gonna talk about who the Raiders are gonna target at quarterback, but I thought Matthew Stafford, this shit was realistic because of Pete Carroll and him being the coach that he is, and
I mean,
the
I got
Raiders have
sold.
the fact that the Raiders have all this cap space and they obviously need a quarterback. The Rams, talked about how they're going to move Cooper Kupp and he's not going to be there no more. So I was thinking, okay, Cooper Kupp's leaving. That's obviously Stafford's guy. Like, okay, maybe the Rams are kind of pivoting in a different direction with the quarterback position. And I mean, the deal was on the table reportedly with Giants and the Raiders. The Raiders were going to give him, I suppose, like $100 million guaranteed, but obviously chose to re-sign with the Rams. I mean, from a football perspective, look, taking the fan out of it, look, it's the right decision. Like the Rams are NFC contender. They're ahead on the contending process in the Raiders and the Giants right now, obviously. And look, he's won a championship there. Him and Sean McVay, their relationship. He's Stafford right now is the Rams. Like he's the guy, and they got a good thing going over there now. And in all seriousness, like I expected the Rams to, when it came down to it, they were going to give him what he wanted, and the Rams did it. And now it puts the Rams right back in the contention in the NFC, where at least for a few days it looked like, hey, the Rams might be going after Aaron Rodgers and Devontae and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, shout out to the Rams, but fuck, I'm fucking pissed.
But hey. And the next move here, Philly made a lot of moves here recently, releasing Darius Slay and James Bradbury. I don't know what you could attest this move to for what. I don't know, to get money off the books, whether to move on from these guys. I don't know if they want to see other scenery, but they are out. They are gone. Caleb, anywhere you have in mind Darius Slay or Bradbury are going to go?
Well, first off, Bradbury was expected. He's not the same player he used to be. In fact,
Definitely.
They moved him from corner to safety. I mean, he's just not. I mean, he's a backup rotational piece at this point. He's had some good years, especially with the Giants. He was real good for those few years with the Giants. But Darius Slay was a little unexpected, but now I'm thinking about it, I understand it because he is getting older. He's still productive. He's older. And you do want to see Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean take more and more reps and have more and more of a role in that team. And it's understandable. Like the Eagles, they want to get younger, and like I think it gives Slay the opportunity to go to another contender, and
compete for a championship.
He could be like a piece where if a team needs like a veteran presence in the secondary, they need like a piece there that he can go. So the Slay one is a little surprising, but again, not as much. Thinking about it because again, he's older. He's 34. So
yeah, he's on the upside of his age, but yeah, no, I definitely
what do you okay, yeah, because you my bad. You asked me where do you think Slay was gonna go? In my opinion, this is gonna sound crazy, but I think we were just talking about them. I think the Rams is an interesting spot for him. Again, I don't know how much Slay for me, you don't want him to be your number one corner at this point. You don't want you want him to be your two, like at minimum. But I think the Rams is interesting. Again, go to California, stay in the NFC, go to a contending team. This Rams defense is really young and talented, and they could use maybe a veteran voice there that's been there, that's done it, that can help them in that regard. So I think the Rams is intriguing actually.
No, I can hear that. I can see it. Jimmy Johnson, man, he announces his retirement from Fox after 30 years. I just want to give him a quick shout out. Absolutely his propers as well. But a guy we're just not going to see on TV anymore. Obviously, he's definitely up there in age. Go enjoy your life. Obviously, he's going to enjoy the NFL from the couch, which is, I feel like, the best way to enjoy football if you're not at the game. But to a career, shout out Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, one of the greatest coaches, I think, of the last 20, 30 years when he was with the Cowboys, and obviously what he did at the University of Miami and at that program. Jerry Jones basically ran him out of town, and there's a reason why the Jerry Jones the Cowboys haven't won since Jimmy Johnson. So, yeah, man, again, incredible on TV. I mean, a great coach. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer for a reason. He's one of the greats. And, yeah, like you said, man, at this age, man, go enjoy your life. I mean, I think someone at his age to still kind of be around the game, like, he seems just like a guy who just loves football. So he might be on his own podcast, or I don't know, he might sign with Barstool or something, like what John Gruden did. You know what I mean?
Maybe we should reach out for an interview or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson coming to Point After podcast, buddy.
First interview on the pod. Yeah,
we got a lot of stuff to talk about, but not real talk though. Incredible career, one of the greats, bro. Wish him the best in his retirement.
Absolutely. Wish him the best and all fun as well in retirement. Gotta have fun.
Yeah.
And then moving on, Bengals as a franchise. They go ahead and franchise tag T. Obviously, T did make that tweet, negative or positive. I mean, he's staying in Cincinnati. He's one of the guys who deserves to get paid, though, but he will eventually. And I just feel like at this point, the Bengals' hands are tied. You want to keep him, but you can't pay him.
Yeah. I mean, the Bengals, really, the franchise tagged him again. We talked about this, back and forth about T. Higgins' situation. Look, Jamar Chase has to get paid. He's going to reset the market, and rightfully so. But Trey Hendrickson as well. Like, what's going to happen with his situation? I think, no question, T. Higgins is an extremely talented player, and he takes his offense to new levels because you don't just get to focus on Jamar Chase. But if you're the Bengals, if I have a choice between Trey Hendrickson or T. Higgins, I'm picking Trey Hendrickson because you don't have another player on your defense that's a different.
Unless you draft somebody.
Unless you draft somebody. But then if you lose Trey Hendrickson, you draft somebody, then you're relying on a rookie that you're taking in the later rounds. Or was it Bengals are picking what? Are they picking like what, in the mid-20s, early 20s? Or
early.
Yeah. We just did the draft thing, but
we just did the draft. Memory sucks.
Yeah. But if I'm the Bengals and this franchise tag complicates their way to sign Trey Hendrickson, I'm trading T. Higgins, bro. I'm sorry. Like, he's great, he's young, he's talented, but Trey Hendrickson just led the league in sacks. I can't lose a guy like that, especially when I don't have anyone else on my defense.
And especially when that defense is already questionable in itself and he had the most sacks, you just need to sign him and add on top of that.
Yeah, so, T. Higgins, come to Las Vegas, buddy. We need you.
T, come to the Niners. We need you.
But he ain't trying to go to the Bay Area. He's trying to go to Vegas.
Relax. Nobody's trying to go to Vegas. Cowboys extend D lineman Osa Adighazua. My bad if I mispronounced. 4 years, $80 million, got 58 guaranteed. I think this is a very smart move by the Cowboys. I think they're just keeping their pieces in place. I don't know how you're going to pay Micah at this point, but it's definitely looking in the direction of them getting a replacement for Micah and keeping.
Well, yeah, he's one of the premier defensive linemen in football. He's not the most prototypical defensive tackle as far as a guy who's 6'2", 6'3", 330 something pounds. He's more on the lean side. I'll put it to you like that. But he's extremely quick. He's good against the run. He can get to the quarterback. He's in my opinion, he's actually underrated when it comes to defensive tackles in football. So one thing I'll give Jerry Jones his credit is he does keep the players that he drafted for the most part. He might not go out in free agency and make splashy moves, but he'll keep the players he drafted. So we're talking about Micah Parsons. I think they get that deal done whenever it is. I can't see them losing Micah Parsons. Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones will keep his guys. He'll do that. So, yeah, shout out to Osa. Good player.
Shout out Osa. And Chicago Bears finally making an improvement on that old line. Probably a test to Ben Johnson. He probably wants to beef that up before the season with Caleb Williams. So they go
Mhm.
ahead and trade for Jonah Jackson and Joe Tooney. Caleb, how does this improvement look, man? This is just a phenomenal step in the right direction, in my opinion. And also, they could add down the line. They're not done, I'm sure.
Yeah, we talked about, I know you didn't have them taking Will Campbell, but that's a rumor that the Bears, look to draft Will Campbell.
Yep.
Jonah Jackson, look, he had a tough season this year, injuries, and he was benched as well by the Rams. So clearly he was not going to be back there the following season. If he can get back to the player he was with the Lions under Ben Johnson, which makes sense, Ben Johnson gets a guy that he's familiar with, then this is a fantastic move. Also bringing in, like you said, Joe Tooney. Joe Tooney, one of the premier interior linemen in football. He is 32, going on 33, so
I had to grab something
he's
on my way.
know where he's at. I was saying Joe Tooney, he's getting a little older, obviously, so the Chiefs are probably looking at a situation like, okay, we just gave Trey Smith the franchise tag, Creed Humphrey, paid him a lot of money, so we can't pay every single player on our team,
Can't
and
pay everybody.
obviously, yeah, and Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey are younger, so it was kind of an obvious decision that Joe Tooney was the odd man out, but it's a great move for the Bears. Like I said,
Yeah.
one of the best at his position. Moved out to tackle because the Chiefs, they couldn't protect on the left side, and obviously he's naturally good at guards, which they'll move him back.
Which they'll probably put him at, right? Yeah.
So solid move for the
Yeah.
Bears, bro. They're addressing what they need to address, is that's protect Mr. Caleb Williams. So,
And obviously, I feel like this is a good starting point for the head coach as well. It shows the direction they're going in. It shows like, got to get this shit done, or we're gonna get it done now. And also, say if they do draft Will Campbell in the draft, that's another guy on top of it. So that line is definitely going to be way better, and it's probably going to give Caleb a lot more time.
100%.
And Devontae is he's out of there. Um, he gets released from the New York Jets, and then frees up about 29 million in cap space for the Jets. So it really does both sides a favor. I mean, granted, Adams got no guaranteed money, but he does get to what do you say? Pick and choose, I guess.
Yeah, the rumor is that he wants to come to the West Coast. I mean, we'll see how that plays out. We're talking about the Rams. Just keep talking about the Rams. I think that Devontae with the Rams is interesting. Basically replacing Cooper Kupp with Devontae. That's a good replacement.
Kind of a similar got a Rodgers
Yeah.
to where he's not bitching about the quarterback.
Yeah, then obviously I think Devontae too with the Niners is actually an interesting fit. I like Devontae coming back
too.
to the Bay Area and playing for the Niners, especially with Deebo gone now and Ayuk's situation up in the air. That
You
will
get more
probably
of
address.
I feel like that'd be a lot better wide receiver as well for Purdy too, because like you said, when they drafted Purcell, Devo's time was ticking, and they're like more route runners suit Purdy. And as long as you're open, he's gonna feed you. So Adams, I feel like that's an option.
Yeah, and Devontae's age isn't scaring me. He's 32, which he's starting to get a little bit up there, but he still showed with the Jets that he's still one of the better wide receivers in football, and he's only a year or two removed from an All-Pro season with Derek Carr, his first year with the Raiders. So Devontae still has it, and I think with the Niners with Kyle Shanahan, if that were to happen, that'd be a great fit because
absolutely.
I know you're not the biggest fan of Shanahan, but one thing he can do is call up plays. So
he could draw up the plays.
Yeah.
I can't say that, but sometimes just when he calls up the plays, it's just not the right time.
Yeah, but the Jets, they move a guy that clearly when Aaron Rodgers, him being gone, I think Devontae, the time was up with him. Like I think he wasn't going to stay when Aaron Rodgers was let go. So gives the Jets more cap space for them to address other positions. I even saw a report of they even gave Allen Lazard permission to seek a trade as well. So the Jets are trying to remake their roster, but also I think remake their culture. And clearly with Devontae there, like if you brought in a quarterback that wouldn't perform as good or a young quarterback, like you wouldn't want someone like Devontae who, again, a veteran guy wants to be on a winning team. If we're not winning, he's gonna start talking.
He's
And,
gonna want to go.
rightfully so.
Exactly.
He's gonna, and he's gonna cost them. So you just don't want that.
It's
Yeah, shout out to
it's
Devontae.
rightfully
That'd be
so
great,
though.
but who knows?
I got you.
Okay.
Let's talk
He
about.
might
Let's
go to
talk.
the Niners.
He might, and I'd buy a jersey. And my boy, I'm just gonna clap it up for him real quick. Give him his well-deserved propers. Saquon does sign a well-deserved 2-year,
Barkley.
$41.2 million contract to stay in Philly. Barkley also has the ability to earn an additional $15 million in incentives and escalators. The deal includes 36 guaranteed. It's a lot of money, especially you can get
Rightfully
out of
so, though.
incentives next year. Absolutely, absolutely. Carried them.
He carried, man. I mean, offensive
and
player of the
Hurts
year.
Hurts finished it off. But
Yeah, Saquon rightfully deserved first $20 million running back in NFL history. I mean, of course. I mean, it's Saquon Barkley, man. He reminded everybody how special a talent he is and how great he is this year with the Eagles. A lot of shade's been thrown at the Giants, and look, I'm gonna be the one person that at least I'm gonna have the Giants back on this one thing. Even if they kept Saquon Barkley, which we all think they should have done, right? That would have been the right thing. This Giants team wasn't good enough. Even if they had Saquon Barkley, they weren't gonna
he
go
would
anywhere
just
with
sat.
Saquon. Let's be real.
He'd just be sitting there. He'd just be sitting there until it finally probably got probably finally got built up. But he probably would have been washed or injured or who knows.
So I think for best parties, it was good for him to let him go somewhere else, let him go to a good team, and the Giants can rebuild and build their, just build a whole different roster or whatever. But shout out to Saquon because he's incredible.
He is, in fact, incredible. Another running back here, Jamal Williams, is released. No contract signing, released by the Saints. This is unfortunate, but I feel like this was coming just because I feel like they just really had no use for my guy. I mean, they weren't using him, and he definitely has a few teams to go to. I mean, a lot of guys need running backs.
Yeah, I mean, Jamal Williams is great in the red zone. He was great. Obviously he was a good complimentary back in Green Bay. I always blank out who was the guy he was a complimentary in Green Bay. Oh, Aaron Jones. There you go. I completely forgot that. But yeah, Jamal Williams was good in Detroit, and with the Saints injuries, he's never been like an explosive back. He's always been like between the tackles, bruiser, and great in the red zone. He'll break tackles and score touchdowns. But I don't know. He's one of those guys where if he's your secondary back, like okay, that's cool, and on a contending team, okay, like that's good because he's good in the red zone. But I don't know, man. Like I don't know if he's that same guy he was a few years ago. Like he's kind of just filtered out. But again, the Saints have been going nowhere for a while now. So I think who knows? He might go to a team and he might have a redemption year. So, but
He might, and I feel like he might just be just a good secondary piece on another team, like you said.
yeah, shout out to Jamal Williams though, man. One of the funniest dudes though in the NFL.
No, he's funny.
He's amazing.
Hey, your Raiders finally get rid and be rid of the Minshew show, of the Minshew mania.
Woo! Let's go.
He was real excited for that one. So I think, this is clearly you guys are, I don't know about revamping, but you guys are definitely retooling that quarterback room. Probably another backup, different backup, as well as your starter. So we'll see where it goes from here. You guys haven't made a move there yet. So we're going to see. We're going to see.
Yeah, thank God. It was supposed to happen. Nothing too much to talk about it. Gardner Minshew. Funny guy, hilarious. Has had some good moments in the NFL, particularly with the Colts. Almost led them to the playoffs, but clearly not a starter. And we get to move on. Thank God, we're here.
Thank the Lord, you're here. Moving on. Defensive end Sam Hubbard is retiring at 29 from the Bengals. Man,
yeah.
It is shocking, but I wish him the best. Wasn't the best player, but he was very good in college. But yeah, man,
Cincinnati
it's
kid.
just unfortunate. Yeah, it's unfortunate though, man. But I see why these guys retire early, especially with all the head trauma. So
Yeah, Cincinnati kid, man. And I mean, that's got to be dope, though, bro. To grow up in the city where, like, I'm sure he was a Bengals fan. Like, to grow up where, and then to play for your hometown team and the pros, man. The NFL, like, that's amazing, man. Like, so, like with Devontae. Like, Devontae grew up a Raider fan, being from East Palo Alto, Bay Area kid. Shout out Devontae Adams,
yep,
Mr.
yep,
Tay. But yeah, that's incredible, man. That's any kid's dream. Like when you're in sports to play for the hometown
oh
team.
yeah,
So congrats to him on a really good career, a solid player too.
oh,
Underrated.
yeah,
Didn't get as much shine because obviously of Hendrickson on the other side, but good player.
yeah, yeah. Good player, third round pick. So shout out Sam Hubbard. Wish him all well and good fun in retirement. Now, Ayuk openly on the trade market. Niners are taking offers. Now, what I think of this and when I think of this move is the Niners are really restructuring and they're really revamping the team, which is smart in a lot of cases because you need to get younger, you need to get money off your books. And what clearly they're showing here is that they made a mistake and they paid this guy too early. And I
Mm-hmm.
think also they're having in mind torn MCL, PCL. Yes, injuries you can come back from. It's not a guarantee that Ayuk's going to be the same, nor near a number one wide receiver. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to save as much value as they have, and they're just trying to sell them somewhere. So I can't blame the Niners here. They obviously see their mistake and they got to capitalize. So
Yeah, man, the Niners are going to be one of the more intriguing teams to watch. As this free agency starts
I,
next week.
I will say this, my bad to cut you off. We are not contending, and I will stand on that. We're not contending right now.
You heard it here first from the number one Niner fan in the nation, Mr.
Hey,
Jacob.
hey,
But yeah, they're going to be intriguing because, like you said, Ayuk's situation is kind of up in the air. But if you trade Ayuk, you're not going to get a lot of value from it because he's coming off an injury in his contract. So restructuring it and keeping him and seeing what he does, hopefully he gets fully healthy and he hopefully gets back to the player that he was because that year he was it 2 years ago? He was phenomenal. All
it
pro.
was
He was an
number
all pro,
one.
right?
Number one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, I think if the Niners, I think they should keep Ayuk. I think if the Niners, what they need to do is address the offensive line. That's what they need to focus on.
That's number one.
But Ayuk, man, it's interesting. If they were to entertain offers for him, I just don't know where he would go. Like, who's going to take on that contract and the concern of him coming off a season-ending injury too? So,
That's the problem.
but
That's the problem. Yeah. But staying on the Niners topic real quick, per Adam Schefter, Niners expected to lose Drake Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga to free
damn,
agency. This was completely expected.
really?
Talanoa is just going to get as much money as he can as Greenlaw. Coming off that injury, he's obviously going to want as much money. I heard Niners offered him a kind of 1 year prove it year, and then they'll pay him next year, which is completely valid given his injury. But I think Greenlaw is looking for more just security. So understandable. And then Talanoa, yes, Niners technically have his replacement already in Jair Brown. Not too great. You could build on top of that in free agency, maybe the draft. But
Javon
I'm not
Holland.
surprised. Javon Holland is another option. I'd be surprised if they go there though. They're not. The Niners aren't big free agent spenders. That's the thing. That's why I don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
But Talanoa, just because you mentioned, it's funny you mentioned Javon Holland. I think Hufanga curiously may go to Miami. Mike McDaniel knows him well. So Dre Greenlaw, on the other hand, I honestly think Raiders are a real good option to pair him with Splain. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think the Greenlaw one is interesting because if you're the Niners, it's just hard to commit like additional years to a guy who's coming off an injury like that, and he's getting older. Like it's just yes, Greenlaw is talented, but you got to put your. A lot of people put their mind strictly in player positions, which I understand because we're all for players. We want to see these guys get their contracts, especially playing a violent game. But you got to also put yourself in a business perspective. If you're running a business, do you want to give $1 million to a guy who's coming off an Achilles injury at what 30? Is he 30 now, Greenlaw? 29, 30?
I'll fact check that.
So a guy who's coming off an Achilles tear that's going on 30 that basically didn't play this year. Now, when he did play for those few plays or possessions,
he's 27.
Oh, Greenlaw's 27. Oh, I'm tripping. Well, going on 20. So, but still though, like a guy coming off an Achilles that basically didn't play the whole year outside of a few plays, and granted he did look pretty good, but
and granted, you can't forget he did get injured coming back too.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like from a business, that's like, would you really do that? Commit like long term to a guy who's and then Hufanga too. It's like these organizations, you got to think like a business. They're gonna give guys 1-year deals to prove it that you're still that guy, and if you are, we'll give you a long-term deal. Like that's just how it works in professional sports. So, yeah, I think Hufanga. I think if you're the Niners, I think you offer Greenlaw and Hufanga deals, but they're prove it deals, and if they don't accept it, then you got to go ahead.
They don't accept it. Yeah.
Best wishes. Like
exactly.
Wish you the best.
No, and what it comes down to, you can't keep everybody. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
And this was quite funny to me because everyone knew this was overpay. Jaguars released Christian Kirk. Not surprised at all. Brian Thomas Jr. definitely confirmed that he is that number one guy, and he will stay that number one guy. So you just need to add another piece, and I don't think Christian Kirk is that piece. And I think that's why they just sailed that boy off, and I think they're just gonna bring in somebody from free agency, probably a veteran. So we'll see where Jaguars go, but I'm not surprised to also get his money off the books too.
Yeah, I was about to say, you just said it, his cap hit and his production just didn't match it. His injuries as well. Yeah, I think the Jaguars. I mean, they got to do a lot of things. They got to add weapons, and Christian Kirk, unfortunately, it just hasn't really, like, this year just wasn't good, and it was expected, man. I'm trying to think of ways to spin it like positively, but it just
it's just what was gonna happen, especially when Brian went off too.
Especially with Brian Thomas being the guy, and now you can maybe go out in free agency, and like you said, there's veteran guys that I would take over Christian Kirk. I would take
I would take Lockett. I'll take Lockett over
Lockett might be a stretch. I ain't gonna lie. Lockett, yeah. But Stephon Diggs, Amari Cooper.
But if he was coming to the Raiders, I would be hearing a different attitude towards that.
If we got Tyler Lockett, I would kind of be like, I would not be that. But he's a good player, but he's aging and he's not quite what he wants.
He is aging. I'm saying as a 2, it's not terrible.
But Christian Kirk will find a team though, because if he can stay healthy and with the right system, he can still be a really good player. So
I can see Christian Kirk going to a team like the Broncos.
Yeah.
Cheap enough.
That's actually interesting. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. Starting next one. Starting offer for Brock Purdy's contract extension is reportedly $45 million per year.
Here we go.
Here we go. What? I don't know. I mean, he's not even worth half that. I don't know. I mean, he's not even worth half of that, in my opinion. But it's understandable where the market is at, I guess. But Brock Purdy pushing it any more than 50. Yeah, I'm a little suspect, because you look at the year of what you had when you didn't have pieces. Look at the outcome, buddy, and look at the stats and look at the mental mistakes you had on the field. Some very stupid interceptions, and also you don't play well in the third and fourth corner when it comes down to crunch time. This is proven during film and during game stats. So all you Brock Purdy fans, go suck my nuts. But it's just, if you want to stay a good
Bro, you made my AirPod fall out, dog.
My fault. If you want to stay a good team, you're probably gonna have to take that 45 million, and you better stay there, because honestly,
Shit.
which wide receiver are they getting if this full signs like 55 or 50? Just gonna get, just gonna get, just gonna
He's
get
gonna get
bad. It's just
55, bro. He's gonna get
it's
55.
then be prepared for it to look more of the same, especially if they don't adjust O line. So this is a complete mistake in my opinion. They should definitely stick to a 2-year type of deal. Knowing the suck up here, they're probably going to give him a 3-4 type of year deal. Complete mistake in my opinion. He is not a franchise type of quarterback. He is a guy who will almost get you there.
Is he better than Tua?
Yeah, he's better than Tua.
Is he better than Dak?
No.
Really? So you don't think he's better than Dak?
If we're gonna put Dak on the same goddamn team at the same goddamn time Brock Purdy was at the time he came in and filled in and made that run to playoffs, with those pieces, Prescott could do better. Yes.
Derek Carr or Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy. Derek Carr is so washed.
Ah! All right, hold on. Last one. Geno Smith or Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is way more accurate than Geno Smith.
Okay, okay. Now that's my last one. Promise.
No. You keep going.
Sam Darnold or Brock Purdy?
Freaking same shit. It's the same guy. I don't know. Either one. Pick one. I don't know. Brock Purdy, I guess. He's made it farther, so I'll give it to Brock.
Bo Nix or Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy.
Okay, I'll stop there. I won't do you like that. But look,
all right.
Brock Purdy is going to make 55 to 60 million.
Okay. You can say, okay, Caleb. You can say what he's going to make in the quarterback market was. I want to hear your opinion on what he actually deserves, determined up to his play.
Why does it matter what I think he deserves? What the fuck?
Because I want to hear it coming out of your mouth. Because I want to hear the truth. I'm tired of these Brock Purdy fans just straight sucking up, acting like he deserves this 55. He don't deserve this 55 million, okay? This is just what the market is set at.
Okay. So I'm going to give you the market answer and my answer. The market answer is 55 to 60 million over 4 or 5 years. That's what's going to happen.
So it makes you
personally, he has been to a Super Bowl, NFC Championship game. You got to give him that respect. Now, you can say the team around him was great. I understand that. And Jimmy G did go to Super Bowl too. But I think Brock Purdy losers, but I'm saying. I think Brock Purdy, realistically, 25 and 35 million.
Exactly.
I think that's
where he should be. But no, Niners are going to overpay a dude with a.
But I ain't counting nobody's pockets, G. I ain't counting nobody's pockets.
I ain't counting nobody's pockets either. But I'm just saying, like. Would you say earlier, talk about something? It's a business? Yeah, it's a business. And what business says is that this motherfucker should deserve 25 to 35 million. But with the markets, they don't have to go off the market. They don't have to. It's what they want to do.
They don't have to, but it's like, okay, if you lose Brock Purdy, who's the replacement? And as good as your system has been these last few years, you can't just drop Brock Purdy and then expect Joshua Dobbs or someone to come in and win you fucking
that is the fault, right? I could say all this and that, but we don't have anyone besides Brock Purdy. So of course I'm gonna say yes, we have to sign him. Does he deserve this money? Is this gonna tank the Niners? No and yes.
I just think the Trevor Lawrence contract and the Dak Prescott contract
and the Tua contract completely fucked the market.
Yes,
especially for guys who never made it to the dance and hell did not deserve it.
Like Sam Darnold's going to get probably 40 to 50 million, and a lot of that
for losing in the first round. Great job, Sam
Yeah,
Darnold. See, this is what I don't like the league doing. They're rewarding crap. They're not. Go ahead.
man, I'm not the owner.
Me neither. But I'm just saying, like, it's just the stupidity of owners.
Yeah,
It's like you guys
yeah,
they fall into the trap every time, and then you wonder why your team is ass.
it's true.
It is true. But hopping off the
That
Brock
was a
Purdy
good
train
one.
real quick.
That was a
How's it
good one.
going? That was going. DK Metcalf has requested a trade today. So it looks like the top, as of right now, according to the agent, the top teams, not the Raiders, Chargers and the Patriots.
Shut the fuck
this is
up. Nah, man.
this is by the agents.
Stop right now. You know the
Raiders
Raiders are
aren't
one
getting
of the
Metcalf.
teams. Bro, you
No,
know one of the
they
Raiders are
aren't.
the
They
teams
aren't.
to get DJ.
They aren't. They
Bro,
aren't. Nope.
Pete Carroll coached DK Metcalf
That
in
don't mean okay.
Seattle.
Then
There's a
you guys
relationship
are
there.
you guys are in the running for Lockett as well. Okay.
We're not running for
Okay.
Lockett.
Okay.
You know it's DK
Okay.
Metcalf,
Okay.
bro. Stop.
You know what's funny? Watch you guys end up with Lockett. Watch. I can just see it. You guys are always good for signing. You guys are good for signing old, washed up receivers. Perfect for the Raiders. Just saying. I'm just saying.
Bro, DK Metcalf, he's going to the AFC.
And it's gonna be the Chargers.
Maybe, man.
The Chargers. That would be nasty, bro. Imagine the Chargers.
I don't need him.
The Chargers.
In our division.
Imagine the Chargers drafting Judkins and then trading for DK. That'd be insane, huh?
But that made me pissed off because those are two players that I like, especially Judkins. That would actually piss me the fuck off. I'm not gonna lie. You fucking hated, bro. They did that shit.
He would hate that the Raider Charger game every day.
But yeah, I think DK. Look, he requested a trade. Seattle is a team that's kind of in limbo. You don't know what direction they're gonna go in. They're competitive, but they're not great.
They're keeping Geno for another year. That should tell you.
Yeah, so they're a team that's they're kind of there. Like they're not going to be bad enough to be a top. The team that gets a high draft. They're not going to be good enough.
They're a middle of the road.
Yeah, so DK is at a point in his career too where he's made money, and I think he wants to be on a team that's serious about winning. That
wants to win, bro. Mm-hmm.
Especially with the ascension of Jackson Smith and Jigba as being the number one guy there. I think DK knows that. All right, well, if I'm not the guy here no more, and Jackson is, and probably time to go somewhere else where I can get some of those targets again. So
yeah, and we could tie Lockett. We could tie Lockett into this too because he's the next one. He got released as well. Obviously, we've been talking about that. I think he's gonna go to the Raiders. That's my number one team. He's gonna go to the Raiders, bro. I could 100% see that. 100%.
Bro, he's not a bad player. He's a good, and I
know how you feel about it. I'm just telling you what's gonna happen. I'm just preparing you.
Hold on, let me give some respect to Lockett real quick. He is a Seahawks legend. He's a Seahawks legend, and at his best, he was one of the better receivers in football. He hasn't been that for a while now, and if Lockett is gonna be on your team, like I like Lockett next to Jamar Chase or Brian Thomas. I don't like him next to Jacoby Myers.
That wouldn't be bad.
I like Jacoby Myers, but we need an elite guy next to Jacoby. We don't need Jacoby to be the number one guy. We need a guy next. Like, I don't like that Tyler Lockett shit. I mean, he's solid, bro, but nah, he needs if he's bro. No, I can't even say shit. I can't.
It's not a warning, brother. It's a spoiler. Okay, so be ready for that. All right.
If it happens, bro, I'm raging.
I could see it. And Pete Carroll's the coach. Oh my god! Because you envision it like this. Oh, Pete Carroll's the coach. He's gonna talk to the Seahawks, trade for DK. No, he's gonna go the other route. He's gonna get Lockett. So you can suck it. The Raiders, your Raiders signed Alex Kappa, the best O line in the game, according to the phone call earlier.
Who the fuck is this guy, bro? Like,
according to the phone call I had earlier, he's a great O line in this league. So. Caleb,
bro, he protected Tom Brady for 2 years, and he was real good. He was good this year.
He hasn't been the same. He hasn't been the same since 2022, my good sir. Let's calm it down here. All right.
Okay, he was absolute horse and fucking dog human shit this year. There's no doubt about that. He was
Hey,
awful this
would you
year.
say earlier first in sacks allowed or something like that, right?
For instance, you want me to bring it up, bro?
I do.
All
I
right, bro.
actually do.
Give me a second. Give me a second before I gotta bring this up. All right, so first in sacks allowed, well, tied for first, not alone first, tied for first. So there's
You
someone
act
else
like
that
that's
was
any better.
tied for first in sacks allowed, first in pressures allowed, first in hurries allowed.
Hey, he gonna start
We might be fucked. But look, if he can get back to what he was a few years ago, this is actually could be an underrated good signing. He
3
was
years
not
ago.
good this year, but in his defense, none of the Bengals offensive line were good. Who the fuck was good on their offensive line this year?
All
So
right.
with the Jackson Paris Johnson next to him, with the DJ Glaze next to him,
Is he
with the
starting?
Colton Miller, I don't know because they just re-signed Jordan Meredith on like a $1.5 million deal, which is a fucking bargain. Because
Yeah, no,
he
no, no.
didn't, bro.
I would definitely start Meredith. I would, I would not
Bro,
start Alex Capwell. I'm sorry.
I forgot the stat, bro. But Jordan Meredith, bro, he didn't allow a single sack and so no sacks allowed and 9 pressures over 575 snaps, which is
Mm.
according to PFF a top 10 guard. So Meredith had a
Oh,
good season and he got it for $1.5 million, bro. I'm
that's
just saying.
crazy.
So
No,
he's coming
I
to a
know about
situation.
Meredith. I know about Meredith. Meredith. What I'm saying is he starting or is he gonna sit? 'Cause that's your dilemma.
I think paying him $5 million a year over 2 years. So he's someone who could play a few games, but also a guy who gives you good depth. I'm not mad at it. It's $5 million. You cut Minshew, and basically this money kind of goes into the Kappa deal. You cut
For
Minshew,
depth,
that freed up I think what $3 million because they're cutting Minshew right away. It didn't do a post June 1st designation, so it only frees up $3 million, but $5 million, $3 million. Okay, so it's a $2 million difference. But that basically where that money went to. So
mm-hmm.
I'm not tripping, bro. I don't give like our offensive line is going to be good regardless. I'm not tripping.
I'm just saying, hey, it's not bad depth wise, okay? But starting wise,
Bro,
keep his ass on the bench.
you know our offensive line is going to be good next year, bro. You know that.
I know it is. Your quarterback's the question. But your Raiders go ahead and extend Max Crosby 3 years,
Yes,
106 million.
sir. Now let's talk about some real shit, man. Come on, bro. Woo!
Just threw his whole career away. No, I'm just kidding. Great.
Bro's a hater, bro.
I'm joking.
Bro's a
It
hater.
depends on what quarterback you guys get. Because if you guys get a shit quarterback, you guys aren't competing this year again. So 3 years, 106 million. Caleb, man, so it's 3 years. So he signed through nice 2028, brother.
29, 28, 29. I
2028,
don't know.
28. So he's a franchise guy.
Well,
Obviously he's going to give you great production.
it's 3 years added to 2 years because they
Oh,
extended
okay. No.
it's
I
five
forgot.
it's 5 years.
Extension. Yes.
Yeah,
So to 2030.
yeah,
Like I
yeah.
said, like I just said, franchise guy. He got his money. Now he could
He's gonna
really
retire
produce on the
Raider.
field. Yes, exactly. He's a retire Raider, especially after that extension. Yeah, it's one of your guys' defensive prowesses. You know, I feel like you need to add somebody along with him though. You need to add that outlet, other outlet, so that production doesn't go wasted.
Look, this was amazing. I didn't expect it. I thought this was something that they would touch on potentially next off season. But this was great. Like I said, he's a Raider for life. 5-year deal, 5 years of Max Crosby in a Raider uniform. It's a blessing. It's amazing. Thank you, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
You got his jersey yet or no?
I'm gonna get it. Well,
Okay, no. I was about to
waiting
say
on who
now
our
you got
quarterback is.
now you
Waiting
got
on
to
our
get it.
quarterback.
Your quarterback ain't going to be that good to where you need to get his jersey. I'll tell you that much. Get the franchise guy.
Watch
Get the
if we
franchise
get
guy.
what if we get who we get in the draft.
Watch, we're gonna get Aaron Rodgers. No.
We get Shador. But anyways,
Okay,
anyways,
but what are you trading up for that? What's the realistic trade for that? Because that's a hard bargain.
you throw in 2 firsts and a second.
2 first and a second. Okay, for which one? Titans, Cleveland, or Giants? Who are you trading with?
The Giants are not trading that pick. They're getting a quarterback. I think the
100%.
Titans and Browns is interesting because the Titans they might go after a quarterback in free agency, and the
They could just
Browns
stick with
I
Will
don't I don't
Levis.
know exactly. So I don't know. The Browns and Titans is interesting. The Giants I don't think they're not. That's not
They're not moving.
but
They're not moving. Okay, they move
we'll see.
up. They can
But
move up, but
anyways, back to Mr. Mad Max. Rightfully deserved. I've said it. When healthy and went out there, arguably top 2 or 3 defensive player in football. My opinion, but hey, this is how I feel. He missed some games late in the season. He had this the injury, the surgery that kept him out. But who gives a fuck? We weren't
he's
going
gonna be back.
anywhere. He'll be back 100%. We weren't going anywhere this year, anyways. This season was a lost season.
Literally.
So good for him to
Gardner
heal
Minshew is
up
getting
and
back.
yeah, good for him to heal up and be 100% right in the next year. And it's big, man, because I think this sends a message to the players in that organization that okay, we're serious about keeping one of our best players. We're not trying to let the contract run down and potentially get in a situation where he might want out or a trade or we can't afford him. No, like
Exactly.
we're serious about
We're
competing
keeping
now.
him.
That's what
We're
it tells
keeping
me.
him.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. So congrats to Max.
Congrats to Max. Shout out Max. Have fun with that money, man. Go big spend. Zach Bond signs extension with the Philly. Another extension here. 3 years, 51 million. Well deserved, man. Clap it up for Zach Bond. I want to just clap it up for him just for simply elevating himself from one of those guys who was really unknown. Because even I took notice of him during that first game with Green Bay, man. Flying around that fucking field the whole game, dude. So he really established himself from game 1 to the Super Bowl that he is one of the best established linebackers in the game right now. Top 4, possibly top 3.
Yeah, shout out to Zach Bond. I wonder how Saints fans are feeling right now.
Oh my god.
For a guy who basically was used as a special teams guy, he
Depth.
didn't really get a chance. Depth, exactly. Didn't really get a chance to be a starting linebacker, and he got that chance at Philadelphia, and he took it and ran with it. And that goes to show you that sometimes when it comes to your career, it might not start the way you want to, but when you're given the chance to do something, you take full advantage. And that's what Zach Bond did with the Eagles. And congrats to him. And he's the guy. Voice crack at 24 is nuts.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was nuts. Shout out to Zach Bond though, man. Like you said, top 3 or 4 linebacker in football. The Eagles keep a guy that was so crucial to their defense being what it was this year. So shout out to him, man. And the Saints do better. Develop players better. Come on,
Do
wake
better.
up.
The Aints. Do better.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Transitioning the NBA now, that is all the start
Oh,
off. That's the start off to the NFL offseason, Caleb. So that was pretty
let's get it.
crazy. Moving to the NBA, got some sad news here. I'm a little teary eyed, honestly. Kyrie's out for the season, man. Also, we just want to give him credit for pulling through, making those free throws. And I also just, in general, just the Mavericks downfall. It's just a terrible thing to see. They are now just barely on the cusp of the play, and they're at 10th.
Yeah.
It's just looking bad, and I only think they're just going to drop further as they keep losing games, just because it's just not built upon well, and they don't have much depth there.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks, man. And that's the one thing we always talk about when it comes to sports. The thing that sucks most is just injuries, man. You know, especially freak injuries where, you know, it wasn't like he, you know, got pushed to the floor or somebody came in and just, you know, hit him or whatever. Like he was doing a move and he just kind of landed awkwardly and his knee buckled. And
Yeah,
it sucks, man. And, you know, him kind of channeling his Klay Thompson and Kobe Bryant, you know, shooting the free throws after getting hurt was kind of dope to see. But
shout out Kobe,
it's
rest in peace,
sad.
Kobe.
Yeah, of course, man. And then it's just sad, man. It really is because, you know, and this is one thing people to stop talking about and trying to blame this kind of like on Nico Harrison in a way. Like, hey, this is what you get for trading Luka. Like, come on,
Yeah,
man.
that's
Like,
not cool. That's not cool.
that's out of pocket, bro. Like, it's like at the end of the day, bro. Like, he made a decision to go with Anthony Davis, and people were acting at the time like Anthony Davis is a scrub. Anthony Davis is
Yeah.
fucking really good at basketball, bro.
And
And
before he got injured, he looked really good.
exactly, you just injuries are just something. It just happens, bro. Like you can't like sometimes you just nothing you can do. Like when you win championships and when you're a great team, obviously you have to have the talent. But number two is you have to be healthy, and part of that is luck. Like winning championships and being a great team to go through a whole season and win. It's there has to be some luck in it. Like and
100%.
unfortunately, the Dallas Mavericks with AD, I think the right thing now with Anthony Davis is to shut him down for the rest of the season. There's no point of him playing. Hopefully, get him 100% right for next year, where this team will have their full arsenal back. Gafford's been out.
Better,
Lively's been out.
better. They're gonna have better rapport with the team in itself, right?
100%. And Derek Lively's been out. Dwight Powell just came back, but he was out for a minute. Caleb Martin, who they got in the trade for Philadelphia, he's hurt. And obviously, with Kyrie Irving, it sucks, man. Because if you look at that team fully healthy, bro, that
It's
team could
real
come
good.
out west, bro. Like, and even now with all those guys missing,
And now they're at 10th. I mean, they're still in it, right? They're still in that last spot for the play-in, but the Suns right behind them, Portland's right there, and they could easily fall.
yeah, I think again, like, yeah, I think there's a realistic chance that they fall out of the plan. I just without Kyrie, without Anthony, with everyone that's out, it's gonna be hard to win games. Like, and
100%.
shout out to
You don't have the structure.
yeah, and just shout out to Klay Thompson, but it's like damn, like Klay Thompson now is all by himself now in Dallas. So it's just it's sad, man, to see how this whole thing has played out for the Mavericks just from a health perspective. And we all hope Kyrie Irving, has a speedy recovery and
Prayers
gets
up.
back to 100%. The speedy recovery and everything goes well in his rehab, and we get to see that player that we've seen for such a long time. But
Just get back safe and get back slow.
yeah,
Don't quick
but
time that
again,
shit.
100%, 100%. Like get all the treatment you need, and everything. And also the last thing is just like I said, bro. People just get off of Nico Harrison's back, bro. Like, come on, man. Like,
I mean, you're obviously seeing the
no one could have predicted
repercussions.
this shit, man.
That's my thing. You're obviously seeing the repercussions of his move, but maybe a few years down the line, you'll see the good in his move. So just everybody just needs to calm the hell down.
Yeah, bro. But that goes to show you, man. People just like they don't really understand the game.
They're fickle. They're fickle. It's quick. It's like me with the Niners. I'm quick. It's fickle. I get irritated quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is, and yeah, like we all said, Kyrie, get back
Kyrie,
healthy,
just get better, bro. Just get better, bro. And also, I did want to ask you, who do you think? Because I honestly do think that the Dallas will fall out of the play-in. Who inserts themselves in this last spot here?
I think it's Phoenix. And Phoenix, like they've been looking. I mean, they got a big win yesterday against the Clippers. They were down by like 25 and came back. It looked like it was gonna be another blowout for them. But they came back. KD was great down the stretch. Looked like vintage KD. And I think it's Phoenix. I think their talent will eventually kick in to get that last playing spot, and the Mavericks is just too much for them to overcome. I think they'll fall out.
Right.
I like the Blazers though, man. That's a young, really talented team, and Chauncey Billups isn't getting enough credit, bro. Like he's coaching his ass off, and this young team is really starting to come together. DeAndre Ayton, Anthony Simons, Kamara. I'm blanking on his first name, but he's one of the better young defensive players we have in this game. He can play. Scoot Henderson's coming along. Shaden Sharp is blossoming into a really, really talented player. So I think the Blazers are probably a year or two. I don't know. I don't want to say year or two. They're probably a year away from being a competitive team in like the play-in sort of spot. But they're really good. But I think it's gonna be the Suns. I think the Suns, just from talent-wise, experience.
Sounds pretty clear. What'll be surprising? I feel like a few more losses puts them completely out of it. They may have a chance. The Spurs, they're right under Portland. They're right there. But looking
With
very
Wemby
unlikely.
gone, I don't see. Shout out to Sweden. Another thing, I don't think we talked about it, but Wemby was obviously
Wemby,
he's out for
yep,
the season with the blood clots. So
with the blood
hopefully
clot,
everything
you
is
know,
yeah. Hopefully
it's
everything
serious,
is
but hopefully
well
everything's
with
good
him. 100%,
for sure.
100%. Speedy recovery for him as well. But yeah, the Spurs, no, I don't see them getting that last playing spot.
It's tough. It's tough. The West is
It's
serious
loaded, bro.
competitive. It's competitive.
For real.
That's the best way I could describe it. It's just so damn competitive. But
Yeah.
on the last topic, I was to note that I'm just gonna sit the hell back and hear this rant. So, Caleb, all of you.
You know what? I gotta say something, man. And I want you to go on mute real quick. I want you can just lean back, drink some water, whatever, eat some snacks. Um, Look, there's been a lot of topic of conversation about face of the leagues, go conversation, and all this kind of bullshit. Um, Look, we're all fans of the game. We all have our barbershop talk moments. But this face of the league crap right now is just getting kind of annoying. I mean, this all he wants to be the face of the league or he doesn't. Is he good enough? Like this Anthony Edwards, does he want to be the face of the league? Is it Shea? Is it Luka? All these guys. We heard LeBron's comments about Anthony Edwards not wanting to be that, and him saying because how the people just trash on the league, all this kind of stuff. Look, I just think we're in a point now in the NBA where there's a lot of talented young players, and like I don't think the NBA needs a face of the league anymore because there's just so much talent. And before I get in the whole GOAT conversation thing, one guy though, if we're gonna have this fucking conversation, who doesn't get any love, who gets disrespected, I don't know, maybe because he's light skinned or whatever. I don't fucking know. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But bro, Jason Tatum, like Jason Tatum, never gets the respect he deserves. This guy is a champion. He's been in 2 finals. He's been on teams that have been numerous trips to conference finals. But somehow this narrative has been spun through the media that he's not his personality isn't big enough to be the face of the league. I mean, you talk about dudes who claim they know who, man. I'm fucking tired of this shit, man. Like, bro, at the end of the day, the whole face of the league thing, like, who cares? Like maybe we're in a time where we don't need a facelift. We don't need a LeBron James or Steph Curry or Kevin Durant or Kobe Bryant. God rest his soul. We don't. Maybe we're in a sit where we don't need that. We can just enjoy a lot of just the young, exciting talent we have in the league. And all these people we're talking about on these shows and these podcasts is just like, I mean, really, man, who gives a fuck, man? But if we're gonna have this conversation, if we are gonna have this conversation, the person for me who at least if you're gonna put a face in the league, if you're gonna do that, for me the person is gonna be Jason Tatum. And then people are gonna be like, really, Jason Tatum? I'm like, bro, Jason Tatum is really good, but the media has brainwashed people into thinking because of his personality, whatever, and just how he carries himself. He's not the most like brash guy. He's kind of low key. He's cool. I mean, that's his personality. And the fact that it makes people think that he's not good enough to be that guy. I'm sorry, man. Look at the dude's resume. Look at the success him and the team has had around him. Like I said, man, Jason Tatum gets disrespected time and time again, but I'm done with that. With the whole face of the league stuff. I'm sorry I had to get that off. But when it comes to this whole GOAT conversation thing, the GOAT, like who's the GOAT? I think I'm at a point now where when it comes to GOAT conversations, let's just keep it as the greatest players that I personally saw with my 2 eyes. Not someone that I can go back and look at their highlights or documentaries and saw, oh man, they're the greatest. No, we should change it to the greatest players that are the greatest player that I ever seen. Like personally get to see from like beginning to end, right? Like I never got to see Michael Jordan. I saw The Last Dance. I've seen highlights. I know Jordan synonymous. It's Michael Jordan. But he's not my GOAT because I didn't get to see him live. I always said Kobe was my GOAT because I saw him like in his prime. I got to see him lively do his shit. Same thing with LeBron, Steph, KD, D Wade, all these guys. I don't have Kareem in my shit because
Steph is my guy.
there you go.
It's
Ain't
my
nothing
guy.
wrong with that. And Shaq talked about it on TNT. Like, we got to start putting Steph Curry in this conversation. But like I said, I never saw Kareem. I'm 24 years old. I never saw Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I respect them. They're legends of the game, and they've paved the way. But
At their time,
think
correct.
at their time, the Bill Russells, the Wilt Chamberlains, Jerry West, the Birds, the Magics, all these guys, they paved the way.
Guys.
But I'm not going to put them in my GOAT conversation because I never saw it live. It's like, oh man, George Washington was my favorite president. Motherfucker, you were how? That shit was in like 1685, bro. It's
weren't even alive, bro.
Man. So that's kind of my thing, and it's like even in general too with the whole GOAT thing, it's kind of just like bro, like
everything's subjective, right?
Again, it's all opinionated, and I understand that, but it's just too much. This whole GOAT thing, face of the league. Like, to be honest,
it's just like who the best you've seen. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
The question.
Who are the best players you've seen, and like all this stuff about who's the greatest, all this comparison stuff. It's just become too much, man. It's too much. And
yeah, my top three for sure
bro.
are. No, I feel it. No, I feel it because personally, my top three aren't the greatest of all time, the greatest of this generation, maybe because my top three are Curry, LeBron, and it transitions between Kobe and KD.
Yeah, like for me, like it's like, bro, how can you say Bill Russell is the greatest of all time, bro? You've never seen it. Like if a 70-year-old said that, okay, all right,
like, okay,
Bill Russell play. Like
they seen prime, you know what I mean?
But it's like, bro, if you're 10, 12 years old, oh, bro, Michael Jordan's the greatest I've ever seen. It's like, how? You never seen him. You've seen highlights of him. You've seen documentaries of him.
And the highlights are like 4 or 5 minutes, dog. Especially those older ones. Not too many highlights.
So my thing is this: I respect those great guys. They've paved the way. They're legends. But I just don't like how a lot of these basketball conversations go. It's like it just seems like there's no essence. Like, I don't know. It's hard for me to explain. Like, it's weird, man. And why we always have to talk about a GOAT too? Can we just enjoy the game of basketball too and just watch? Can we just say
this player is one of the best at his position?
Exactly. Like, bro, it's like, man, we keep talking about the same people, the same dudes, and it's like, meanwhile, man, like there's young guys like Paulo Banchero has had 240-point games in the last 3 games. No one's talked about Paulo Banchero. He's had 2 40-point games in the last 3. No one's talking about Paulo Banchero. But we stay talking about the same bullshit on all these mainstream media platforms, and it's just polluting the game, man. Like, Giannis Antetokounmpo is 30 years old. And it's like, he's won championships, he's been great, but it's like, we haven't talked about Giannis as much as we should have. Because we talk about the same shit all the time. Because it gets the most views. It's the most trendy thing. Like, nah, man.
The league pushes them, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, nah, man. We got to get back to just more purity and fun. And I get, like I said, it's barbershop talk and it's fun with you and your friends. And I understand. I do that from time to time. I'm not sitting here like I never done it. But man, we got to. And there's so much talent in the NBA. There's just so much that they're talking about the same shit every day, man. It's just like, bro, come on, man.
No, I hear you. Everybody needs to switch it up a bit, mainstream, including us. So we don't give a lot.
That's why I'm talking about WWE.
Yeah, we're gonna give a lot of exactly. You're gonna give a lot of more players their propers, in future episodes. That's for sure. But I think that's gonna cap it off for a long one, my boy. That's a long episode right there.
This is the longest one I think we've done in like some months.
Yeah. So go ahead and everybody follow the links below. I'll include me and Caleb's Twitter. I set mine up. He got his down.
So. Hold on, bro. I was about to name off my shit, but then it came to me, bro. Let's clap it up for Jacob for finally making a Twitter account. Let's clap it up. Jacob's on Twitter. Follow him, bro. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok.
I got I got
follow,
the
whatever.
Cody meme. I got the Cody meme as my profile picture right now. It's funny as fuck.
That's it's funny. But now, yeah, we're always looking to interact with people, man. So say what you
Yeah,
want to
man.
say. It's all fun and games, and
Comment below
yeah.
too. You know, do your
Mm-hmm.
thing. But we're gonna come at y'all next time, man. This one's coming out to y'all a little early, not on a Friday, but you know, y'all enjoy this one. Hope y'all enjoyed the mock draft. But it's been me and your boy Caleb, man. We're gonna see y'all on 37. We out of this one. Peace.
Love y'all.